Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, my name is Michelle and my husband and I have just recently moved to Panama and we've been sharing our journey here on YouTube. And in the last two videos that we posted, we were actually sharing with you our apartment tours to try and find a home here in Panama City. We looked at apartments in Punta Pacifica, Costa del Mar, Costa del Este, Avenida Balboa and Vista. They were all different sizes, different prices, different layouts. They all had different views. And today I'm going to be sharing with you which apartment that we chose and why. And of course, I will be showing you the apartment that we actually decided to move into. Some of you may already know because we have bumped into a couple of you around the neighborhood to say hi to you. But anyway, before we get into the actual apartment tour, I'm going to actually fill you in on what exactly we were looking for in an apartment because we had some specific things that we were looking for. First thing that we were positive about was that we were wanting to live in Panama City. We haven't actually ventured out of Panama City yet. We hope to do some little trips outside of the city at some point, but we knew our base was going to be in the city and we knew that we would only want to live in an apartment. We're used to living in a house, so we know all the things that goes with running a home, maintenance and all that stuff that goes on. Might be different renting, but you know, it's just more work and more room. Like, we don't need that much space now that it's just the two of us. So definitely decided on an apartment instead of a house. Another thing that we specifically wanted was something that was modern, clean and comfortable and in a safe area, like a safe, secure building. Those were things that were important to us as well. Another thing was that we needed to have somewhere that was fully furnished. If you've been following our journey here on YouTube, you would know that we actually came to Panama with 2 checked bags each and obviously our hand luggage and stuff like that. So not a lot of stuff. It was mostly clothes and personal items, things that we didn't really want to get rid of, but we didn't actually ship any containers, so no furniture, no kitchen appliances, nothing. So the apartment, we would need to have everything already in there, so fully furnished. Most of the apartments here in Panama City come fully furnished, or will we only ask to see fully furnished apartments, and there were a lot of them, but I guess you could find somewhere that didn't have furniture if that was your requirement. But for us, that's what we wanted. Another thing that we needed was to be in an area where things were walkable. Neither of us want to drive here in Panama. And if any of you have been in Panama or are in Panama right now, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, the roads are very busy. There's always so much traffic and people drive, can I say, a little bit crazy here? So we definitely don't want to drive. So that's one of the main reasons that we want to be able to walk everywhere. I mean, obviously we'll use public transport and Ubers if we need to, but we want to be able to walk if we had to. And last but by no means least, we wanted to have an apartment with a balcony and for us to be able to see the ocean. So ocean view balcony was definitely something that we really wanted, especially as we spent the first few weeks here and the times before here, having a balcony and being able to go out and have your morning coffee or your water or your breakfast, or go out in the evening and watch the sunset. We just got used to it and we were like, yeah, we definitely want to keep that. We want to be able to have an ocean view and be able to sit out on the balcony. So that was one of the requirements as well. So to recap, I'm just going to read my phone here just so I don't forget anything. We wanted a modern apartment in the city. It had to be fully furnished, safe and secure. We wanted to be able to walk to everything that we needed, easy access to transportation, and then a balcony with an ocean view. So not a long list, but they were the main things that we knew that we wanted. So considering all of our requirements, we actually decided to rent here at the PH Nuevo Residences in Bay Vista. Now you might ask why we chose this building. One of the main things was the location. Bay Vista is quite a popular neighborhood. Lots of different types of people here, young people, older people, families, and it's just in a really great location. We are like 2 minutes walk from the Cinta Costera. We have 2 supermarkets that are close by, one that's just across the street, and then we have another one that's about a 5 to 8 minute walk. We have a nice park. We can actually walk to the gym. Leroy walks to the gym, or if he can't walk, he jumps on the metro, which is another maybe 5 minute walk here from our apartment. I can walk here to my doctor's appointments or to the pharmacy or the hair salon or wherever we're going. Another thing with being close to the Cinta Costera as well is that we're a quick walk there. We actually bought a couple of electric scooters so we can ride it right up to Costco Viejo, or even we've done the causeway all the way up to the Flamenco Island, the marina. The location is really perfect, and of course we're right by the ocean, and we're not right on Avenida Balboa. We're sort of set back a block or two, so it's not as busy. So the location itself was a real plus for us. Now let's talk about the building itself. We showed you on the last video the fantastic amenities they have here. We have the large pool area with jacuzzi. Then you have the upstairs area where you've got, where I am right now, I'm in the office area, like a co-working area. Then you have an outdoor, indoor forest area. Then you have the gym, which I love, it's great, it has everything that I need. Then you have another lap pool upstairs, and then you have the spa area. So the building itself is very clean, very modern, and we have great security here too. Lots of staff around just to keep an eye on everything. And yeah, so the building's great, and we couldn't be happier with this building, really. I mean, it actually ticked our boxes and then some. So that was another thing that we liked about this building. All right, so now that we've gone through the reasons why we chose this apartment, let's have a quick look with a little apartment tour. Enjoy. All right, so this is us coming into the living room. So first you can see kitchen, dining area, living room. As you can see, it's a very modern design. Lots of storage, lots of seating area options. Got a puff here. Puff? Is it puff? I don't know what to call it. A store here to put your shoes on. Great decoration. Very modern, very clean. And then here we have the kitchen. Quite small, but sufficient for us. Nice big fridge freezer, microwave, oven. That's the air fryer that we bought. That's a kettle that I bought. You know, I have to have a cup of tea. Yeah, then we've got the bigger sink. Now, a lot of the apartments in this building have the smaller sink, but we were happy to see that we have a decent sized sink here. And again, lots of storage. And then we have here dishwasher, which a lot of the apartments didn't have. So we have a dishwasher, extra storage up here at the top. And then another thing that I liked about this apartment is the separate washer and dryer. I'm just doing some laundry right now. Then we have a water closet, and a lot of the other apartments had a third shower in here, but what they did is they made it into a storage cupboard, which I thought was a great idea, because it would have been lacking storage for sure without this cupboard here. So that is the third bathroom, toilet. And then here, leading from the kitchen, is one of the best features, I think, a desk, built-in desk with 2 chairs, which is great. You can sit here and do some work. And we've actually got our scooters here stored at the bottom. So yeah, again, modern design, lots of storage, lots of drawers. And then we're going to come here towards the bedrooms. So this is the second bedroom with a queen size bed. Everything obviously supplied by the landlord. Actually provided fans. Nice curtains. And then we've got nice built-in storage area, storage cupboards there. Again, lots of cool lighting in this apartment too, which I really liked. This is stuff that they added themselves. And as you can see from this bedroom, the amazing views. Now, it's actually overcast today, but still, it's just so nice to look out to the ocean and see all those boats. Then we have the Cinta there, and we're like literally 2 minutes away from that bridge to cross over and go towards the yacht club. You can see people walking along there on Sundays in the mornings when they shut down that side of the Avenida Balboa. So yeah, is the view, and you may well be able to see in the middle there the metro station right behind us. So yeah, 35 cents on the metro to go anywhere. Can't beat it. Okay, and so then we're going to go into the master bedroom, which is right here. So again, the gorgeous design of the ceiling. A lot of the apartments, the closet stops here, so all that would just be both sides of the closet, I guess. But because the way they've designed it in this one, you just have it along one wall, which I think looks really great. Again, really nice lighting, and another mirror right here. And then view from the bedroom, which is something nice to look forward to wake up to. And they have like double curtains as well, which is nice. So if we do ever decide to close the curtains, which we don't at the moment, we just keep them open. So when we wake up, we just could see this straight away. And yeah, blackout curtains. And again, all of this extra storage right here, built-in storage around the bed on both sides. Another drawer here. They're just full of everything, and more storage here. So you can see why we chose this specific apartment. Again, more storage right here too. So next I'm going to show you the bathrooms. They're all the same actually in all of the buildings I found. None of them were huge. So this is the main bathroom. Nice size. I just wish that we had a double sink, but whatever, it's fine. And then the toilet and nice big shower, main shower. And then you have the sprays that come out as well. And then you got like the shower head there and lots of storage, lots of hanging space. The apartment didn't come with the bidet, so we actually bought those ourselves, but it was easy to install. As long as we didn't put any holes in the wall, they were fine with us doing that. So got those. So that was that main bathroom. And then we have the second bathroom, which is pretty small, but clean, modern. Nice size shower again. Different design in this one, it's just darker. Black shower, same shower as the other one, but just in black. And one singular door, and the same storage in the corner there. So that is basically it. And then now I'm just going to show you the best part of this apartment, or one of the best parts of the apartment, is the actual balcony, which they've got chairs outside, which is perfect. Nice little sitting area right here. And this is where we both sit every day. And you'll notice that it's quiet right now because it's Saturday, so there's no construction going on, but we have two buildings right behind us that are having construction right now. And then just in the distance there, that building is the new hospital. So there's work going on there too. And honestly, the noise doesn't bother us. Once the door's closed, we don't really hear it. And you might hear a little bit, but it's not annoying. It's really not bothersome at all. Now that I've shown you the apartment that we did choose, I'm just going to briefly talk about the other apartments that we saw, because we saw some really nice apartments. The funny thing was that when we first came to Panama, how many years ago, a couple of years ago, and we went to the Ocean Club, formerly known as the Trump Tower. Back then we were blown away by that place, like with the infinity pool and the building and all the amenities that they had there, and the ocean view was amazing. But this time when we went there, it just felt like, I don't know, we just didn't feel the same about the building. I think it was built in 2012. Is it? Something like, I think it's, no, hold on. It's about 12 years old. Anyway, I'll put on the screen here when it was built. So to me, it seemed like it's just really starting to show signs of aging. Just the apartments that we saw weren't great with regards to the furnishings and stuff like that. The balconies were amazing, the views were amazing, but then some of the apartments that we saw, we felt like the building next door was just way too close. So if you wanted to go out on your balcony, I feel that you'll be way too close to the building next door. You'll be able to see into the apartment and stuff like that. So this time we just didn't feel the same about the building, and there was just not a good feeling. And plus, I think we noticed more how busy it was there in the main areas, because I don't know if you know this, but the apartments are attached to the hotel, the JW Marriott Hotel. So a lot of the main areas were quite busy, and I just felt that living there, I wouldn't be comfortable in the apartment. It was just a feeling. We didn't feel like, oh yeah, this is home. Yeah, it just wasn't. I think what we want is more modern. The few apartments that we saw weren't that modern, so we didn't end up choosing that building, obviously. The same with the building next door, the bay. I think it was a bay or something next door. I'll put the name up here. I can't remember the name, but that was nice. It's very spacious, but again, the kitchen was dated, the bathrooms were dated, and it was more like a vacation rental more than somewhere that we could call home. And again, way too close to the other buildings next door. Then another area that we thought we might move to would be Costa del Este, and I actually really like Costa del Este, but it's quite far out from the city. But what our realtor was explaining to us is that once you live in Costa del Este, you don't really need to go out of there because they have their own sort of like mini city. But the two apartments that we saw were quite far out from the town, and we wouldn't have been able to walk anywhere within like half an hour. Fantastic views, amazing views, especially from the Moy, I think it was. But it didn't have a balcony, which was a bit of a downside. And the amenities were great, but that one was definitely out. And the other building that we saw did have a balcony, but you were right next door to your neighbour, so you'd be out on your balcony, and if you're both out there, it's a little bit awkward. I don't know. I just feel like the buildings were too close. So again, really good amenities there too, but that wasn't what we were looking for. And we have to talk about the Victory Sport in Coco del Mar. Now that building's amenities were amazing. The pool, the basketball court, the gym was out of this world, the running track, it had everything in there, and it was just amazing, that part of the building. But the apartment itself that we went into was not for us at all. It's too small, didn't have AC in all of the rooms, and again, dated, and I think it's because it was on the lower floor as well. There was so much traffic noise. You could see the ocean from there, but it just wasn't what we were looking for. There was nowhere to walk. There was no supermarket nearby or anything nearby, so we would have definitely had to use Uber everywhere. So very, very nice building, but again, not for us. The yacht club on Avenida Balboa was really nice. Again, very spacious, but just dated. And I don't know, I felt like it was too close to Balboa Avenue. We actually see the yacht club when we look out of our balcony. But yeah, again, it just didn't feel right for us. So in the end, I think we chose the right one, and we're very happy with our decision. Obviously, this is what we were looking for, but I'm sure that you can find something that would suit you. Just let your realtor know what you're looking for, and they will find it for you. But for us, this is what we were looking for, and this is what we got. So we're very happy with our choice. So in our next video, I'm going to be talking about the whole process, what it was actually like finding an apartment here in Panama City, why we used 3 realtors, what it was like working with them, and also we learned some very important things about contracts here in Panama City. So I'll be going through just a few things that happened, what we advise for you to do. Obviously you do your own research, but what we found to be helpful and not helpful. And we're just going to be going through the whole process, and a funny story, or not a funny story, but I don't know, a very odd thing to happen. and how we dealt with it, and we're going to be covering that in the next video. If you have any specific questions that you'd like answered in the next video, please leave a comment down. Sorry guys, my battery ran out there, but if you have any questions or if there's anything you want us to cover specifically about what the process was like, drop me a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer that in the next video. But until then, I will see you guys then. Take care guys, bye. Storm today. Can't see anything. Just pure mist. Stormy day today in Panama City. Should have came out a bit earlier. Hey, look at that.